Alrighty, well, welcome to the first game in the first set of the day. And in the even colors, we have VarVaFans. In the odd colors, we have Varela1. And I'm going to switch to guy's point of view. There we go, a little bit less noises there. Awesome stuff. Now, I'm going to introduce the players here. We'll start with blue because it's player 1. We have Koven here in the blue, playing as the Ethiopians. In the green, we have Viejo Lobo playing as the Berbers. In the teal, we have La Tarucha playing as the Cumans. Okay, interesting. Didn't expect that one to see here. And then we have Britain's for Estetico Uno. And that was expected, of course. Britain's pick on Patagonia has been a staple of this tournament. On the other side for VarVaFans, we have Darth Vader himself as the Vietnamese in the orange. Awesome stuff. In the purple, we have Yuri playing as the Magyars as the pocket for VarVaFans. In the yellow, we have Adiel Buonardo playing as the Khmer. Okay, Khmer on Patagonia. I mean, I can see that work as well. Did not expect that though. And last but not least, in the red, we have Rodriguez DB playing as the Mayans. Alrighty. Well, most of these I'd say are standard civ. This is really only two civilizations that stand out to me, which is Khmer, not because they would be bad in the cavalry position, obviously not. It's just they have not been the preferred civ so far, like a civ like Persians. You know, I definitely prefer over Khmer. Because the reason for that is that Khmer, they don't have very strong late game heavy cavalry if you don't go for elephants, right? Like, they don't get paladin, you know, and a lot of people, what they do is they turn that food spam into a hussar spam, which is all great. But in a team game where there is potential for trade, the paladin player is going to beat you every day if you use your hussars instead of paladins. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Khmer as a civ anyways. Not so much in team games. Maybe 1v1s are better, you know, when you can go for some infantry and siege. I love the Scorpions with the extra range. That's pretty sweet. Especially against archers, because you can actually outrange most archer civs in the castle age, which is really nice. Pushing in a deer here, very good stuff. On the other side, though, we have Cumans for La Tarucha, which is also a surprise to me. And hey, Pablo, how you doing, man? I'm just being surprised here by the Cumans pick. Not that Cumans are, again, they're technically a cavalry civ, so they should do fine here in the pocket position. It's just, yeah, I don't know what chat thinks, man. Like, it's just that Cumans, they're not often played as a cavalry civ. Like, usually people like to go into Kipjack and archers and stuff like that. They have paladin. They have the fastest paladin in the game. They're definitely, like, if normal paladins make Teuton paladins look slow, Cuban paladins definitely make them look slow. So there's definitely that. Well, what I'm going to be curious about is whether Teal is going to try adding a second town center right away, or whether he's going to do it at all, which is the only eco bonus that the Cumans really have. It is possible now, I'd say, because it is cheaper to add a stable nowadays, so you can actually afford a town center and a stable at the same time. But can you afford 2TC villager production and scouts at the same time? That's going to be tricky. I've seen some players balance it out really well, so we'll see. And I'm going to queue that up because I need to see the production queues. Awesome stuff. We should have a quick talk about the resources. I think that's important as well. For orange here, we have a forward gold that's quite out in the open, so that's dangerous gold to take. There's nothing in front, so you have to wall all the way to the edge of the map if you want to take that. There's a gold in the back, which is safer, maybe, if you wall between the wood lines, but also has a gold even more in the back. I mean, the other gold's more to the side. Building a barrack... oh, actually, wait... I'm doing it again. It's a first game jitters for me. Gray's on this side, so this is actually the front. So that's a front gold, that's a front gold. He has a front berries and a back gold. Never mind, this gold is alright then. For Gray, who just deleted his mark and then decided to place it in front of the stone, which is giving him a bit more space. Let's see where his gold spots are. Ooh boy. But 2 golds here, right there. They're kind of forward too. I'm not sure if you're going to wall between these wood lines. That's too far from your TC, and yeah, Gray's not going to do that. So Gray will probably go out to either. He will try to go for his main gold, or have to go to this gold, which is right next to a hill, which is awesome, as you know, as you well know. Is walling quite far forward here, so I wonder if he's going to attempt to wall all of that. We'll see. On the other side, we have blue, also building a barracks right now. Has a forward berries, but most of his gold, well, his main gold is to the back. And ooh boy, we got a Tetris mining camp. This, of course, there's a reason why players put one tile of distance between the gold mines and their mining camp. It's just more, you can get more villagers around the gold that way. Another gold mine here, but I think blue is planning on walling this. Yeah, I think so. So that will keep both these golds kind of safe, which is good. And then, yeah, got some gold over there. Lastly, for red here, has some gold on a hill. That is not the gold he's going to be going for. Nope, he is going for this gold instead, which is rather forward and open. Like, there's a lot of open space, so this is definitely still a risky gold. If you cannot make enough military to protect this, which, if you're Mayans, you should be able to do that. It's cheaper archers for you all around. But yeah, maybe a tower on this gold wouldn't be too much to ask. Especially since the other gold is also quite far away outside of the walls. Not a gold that red is thinking about taking in the foreseeable future. As purple is being a troll here. Okay, Gray is going to get this archery range up. 3 villagers should definitely do it here. Ooh, but Gray, don't lose your scout. I mean, you're getting a lot of idle time out of this for purple. Like, you're buying orange some time, because orange was a bit delayed with the archery range himself. Right, your spearman out to protect this. I think, you know, like, making spearmen in team games is absolutely useless, but in the early game, before your flank, your opposing flank has archers out, one spearman or 2 spearmen just to protect your early base is not that big of a deal, as we still have a little engagement. They do get Gray Scout, and now purple is here. And see, this is why making 1 or 2 spearmen is okay, because scout rushers are faster than straight archers. And now Gray is going to lose 2 villagers here to the very early scout aggression from VarVaFans. This is really good. This is why making that 1 spearman at the start is totally fine. When I say don't make spearmen in a game, it's just when archers are in play. If there's no archers around, you can make all the spears that you want. It's totally fine. Like, this was avoidable by just making a spear. 1 spearman would have already pushed away these 3 scouts. Now, teal is here to push away his opponent, but yeah, now purple just a bit faster with the scout production. Also, these are Magyar scouts. They are not just normal scouts. They have that free attack upgrade. So they have +1. And yeah, Gray, he wants to put his archer ranges up in front of this goal, but not only is he off a gold, he had to flee to this goal, he can't finish that second one. And I know you're Britons, you know, you produce faster in the first place, but not if you don't have gold, and not if your archer ranges aren't up. This is a rough start for Estatico here. And Gray, yeah, and purple and orange know exactly where they hit too. This is really good. You could get an archer snipe here, but yeah, purple is paying attention to this. Oh, Gray. If only it walled in front of this wood in this wood line. I mean, it's a lot of walling, but if you're gonna build your archery ranges out there and are going to go to this gold, then this wall doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Well, he got punished for that, and this is going to get even worse if purple did scout the gold and is going to find the other gold. Oh god, walling in the wood line, but there's a hole there. No, is there a tree? Might be a tree. Okay, has the wall in his gold now. That's gonna make it awesome. But yeah, purple's gonna go straight for the berries. He's gonna get another kill. This is why Magyars are so dangerous when you don't have spears out. So dangerous. Don't have the walls up either. That +1 attack really matters against villagers. And also, what is also dangerous is the fact that teal has gone for the second town center with humans, which is all nice and all, but now he can't afford a lot of scouts here to combat this. That is the thing. You cannot make a lot of military this way. On the other side, looks like blue did lose a villager here on the goal. Yellow trying to get some pressure in, but green, because he's not, you know, going for 2 TCs, is making a bunch of scouts, so he will be fine with that. Now, the reason why going for... Jesus Christ, purple has gone for a lot of scouts too. Look at that. The reason why teal not going for scouts is so dangerous is that Gray could die to this. He's gotten a tower up on his gold, but that tower cannot fit all the villagers, and purple might just dive this. That Gray knows he's trying to wall this out. That's the thing. Because the reason why you go for a second town center with humans is because you can make more villagers. You know, the vill count for teal, which we can see right there, should rise far above what everyone else has. Right? But if your flank is dead, then what are you going to do with your more villagers in Castellates? Like, that's the question. And right now, purple is just streaming in more scouts. He's even just building houses here. That's how much map control they have right now. And the few scouts that teal makes, nice archer pickup here, they're not going to be able to fight this this giant Magyar army. Purple also is getting upgrades on his scouts. These scouts are very scary right now. 65 HP, showing purple that you have a hole in the wood line. Gray's actually going to leave the wood line because he just... I don't know, he's just afraid of something. This giant, massive Magyar archers, that's what. Idling some farms there. Very good. I mean, Gray has been making some archers so he can at least defend himself a little bit. On the other side, we got ourselves an archer engagement between blue and red. We didn't even have so much time to look on this side because Gray is getting overwhelmed already right now. Nice pickups here for green though, pouncing on this archer army. If you have a few scouts here, then you can do quite well. Archers do have fletching, so at least maybe blue and green can push against red here, but red has made a lot of archers already, and some skirmishers, I guess, but mostly archers, which I like. His gold is quite safe, it's behind the archer ranges. I think he should be fine with this. Who is not fine is, oh no, Gray lost all its archers to the scouts there, look at that. Purple loses what, 2 scouts there? All the archers go down for Gray. And thank you for the follow there, Ashwander. Really appreciate that. And all this idle time, by the way, is going to make Gray's castle time horrific. Look at that. Like, he's trying to get up the Castellates, but he's just not getting the food because he has to idle his villagers all the time. Like, this is really good play from Orange and Purple. Because Orange is going to click up. Yeah, see, he already almost has the food. Just as to stop making archers for a second there. He can get the gold for the upgrade. Should not lose the archers here, though. Has a nice mass. Yeah, this is... Gray was not able to lock his base down at all, and then because teal, only now is making enough scouts to defend him, this side is already way behind their opponent, especially since purple is on his way to Castellates. Teal will not go on his way to Castellates here. Ashwanda says, you're welcome, thanks to stream the Virgo Cup. Oh, you're welcome, man, I really enjoy doing it. And hi, Theory. Say hi to yourself, look at that. You had some good successes here with the scouts, I would say. This is definitely a head start. Even if purple loses all the scouts here, he'll be fine with that. He's going up the Castellates. They're fine. It's all up to blue and green now. Blue and green are kind of pushing red, but red is Mayans. Red has made a lot in the way of archers, and green's camels, unfortunately, they do not have the pierce armor to really fight the archers here. I mean, you know that the player is going to make knights, but still, I know Berbers can make camels. I know those camels are cheap too, but I think you should still prioritize making knights until you are out-knighted by your opponent. At that point, you mix in some camels. Because it's still better to have knights v knights, because if you win that fight, then you have knights against your opponent. Which are stronger, they kill faster. Well, Gray is finally going to wall in his base, although, you look at that, purple is just kind of taking away space from him. Space that Gray can now not build in, which is slightly annoying for Gray, I presume. Orange is on the way to Castellates. Let's see how far away Gray is. Gray is going to click up here, so he's not, I must say, like, he's getting there, right? He's getting there. He's going to click up. He's not completely dead yet, but I've seen this situation often enough to know that the player in this position is going to have a rough game from here on. What also is troubling me is the fact that blue and green can't really push this yet, because blue is only now halfway up to the Castellates. It's going to take a while before he gets his crossbows out, and the knights and the crossbows are already here. Botkin is here. Blue cannot fight this. They have to run away from this. Blue, please tell me you're going to run away. Don't stay here. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just run away. Just run away. You don't want to fight the Mayan crossbows here. It's way too dangerous. Just have blue distract. Blue has +2 armor. He's going mostly knights now. That's really good because blue needs to get his upgrades. Really important. On the other side, orange and purple are already here, and gray is not in the castellates yet. It's just a similar situation, but worse, I'd say, on this side. And gray, I made that little palisade wall, but unfortunately, once you get to the castellates, those palisade walls don't stay up long, and now you've got knights and crossbows in your base, which is even scarier than it was before. Okay, great. Has to save his archers, though. It's going to be really difficult to reinforce, too, because these archer ranges are up right there, and that's exactly where orange and purple are pushing in. See, these archer ranges are so far away from your main base that it's hard to reinforce. As we had a fight, as we are still having a fight in the middle, green does kill most of the knights here for yellow, so he's buying blue a bit of time here, but blue should definitely just back off for a sec. Get your upgrades first. He's not clicking the crossbow upgrade. Okay, there he goes. Man, gray had the crossbow upgrade before blue. Okay, orange taking some risk here, running under the town center. That's not what he intended to do, that's for sure. I don't think so. Still some more snipes here from purple. Teal is here with knights now. Teal does have 67 villagers. At least, you know, the feudal boom did pay off. He has significantly more villagers than purple now. Look at that. That is almost... There's 23 more villagers there. So he's going to be able to make a lot more knights here than purple at the start. So again, human boom is very strong, but is it worth letting your flank kind of die in order to get there? And it looks like Gray's planning to go on the wood up here, which is the safer wood. On the other side, we got a siege workshop from the Mayan players just starting to besiege the production buildings from blue, because blue was kind of behind here. Is going to lose these archery ranges. I think at this point you should stonewall behind this. Just delete the farm stonewall. You got to keep them out somehow here. It's adding a second town center, which is good too. Sniping some yellow knights, which is good as well. Keeping those numbers lower. Rams now on the production buildings. Those are going to go down quite fast here. Man, the aggression from VarVaFans is on point. Man, this game is not going to last too long if on both sides the flank players are losing their archer ranges, their bases to aggression. If there's no push going on either side, then well, that's not very good, as you know. Like both sides here for Varela1 are defending. They are not pushing. They can't push. I don't know what happened on the right side because I was unfortunately unable to really look at that right side. Team games, just so much is going on here. As yellow is just diving the town center, I don't think he should do that. I think just hold back your units, just start besieging it. Force fight. Because as soon as there's a mangonel here, blue can't fight this anymore safely. Yeah, blue has to back away from this now. And you can just stay, yeah, you can start shooting at the town center. Blue has to repair it, waste more wood, basically. This is all good. You know, just a bit of patience and you're fine. Because you do not want to be in a situation where you have less knights than your opponent there. And you know that Berbers are going to make a lot of knights. And he's going to try to dive you. And if you don't have enough knights in front of it, that's going to be rough for you. As we have a giant fight under the town center. Purple's just going to dive this with the numbers. There's rams here to destroy the town center. I think Gray's dead. Gray is absolutely dead right now. There's just no way. There's no way. The Cuman boom was a risk that I don't think it was worth taking on Patagonia. I think you save Cumans for a map like Iceburn, where you can actually get away with a boom. Oh my god. And thank you for the follow there, Disco. Disco also says it would be a pleasure if you cast some of our matches. AOE Termita. We consider you are one of the best casters on this tournament. We're going to keep waiting. Regards. Oh, thank you so much, Disco. If I haven't gotten to your team yet, AOE Termita, I will, because I keep a list of all the teams I cast. And I plan to cast everyone. So I will definitely keep a lookout for your games if I haven't done so before. So no, not to worry. And thanks for the compliment. Really appreciate that. Where was I? Oh yeah, right. Varela1 was kind of dying to this. Yeah, this is we're getting close to a situation where I think it's time to GG and just go to your home map and try to turn it around there. Because for now, just VarVaFans just seeming a bit too strong in the meta play, which is just, you know, the knight crossbow play on Patagonia right now. Like, they know they don't have to boom, they don't have to get a lot of vills. But look, orange is already on the way up to Imperial Age. As soon as he gets there, then teal's Knight Mass, which is larger than purple's Knight Mass, like you can tell. Except purple, not significantly so, but a little bit. But yeah, at that point, Arbalest with Bracer. Oh, you're welcome, Disco. Arbalest with Bracer, man. Knights don't do anything against it, and then you're just gonna lose that feudal boom that you had with going with humans. And the thing is, at this point, all the teal can do is stall and then hope that his teammates can push. But then you look on the other side, you see a castle that just got denied for green here, a wood line with a lot of dead bodies in it, and then you're just kind of like, what are we stalling out for? You know, green and blue are kind of like, we're holding, are you guys pushing? And teal and gray are like, we're holding, are you guys pushing? Well, if both sides are saying that, then you're in trouble. Big trouble, big trouble. Yeah, blue is, this castle should be deleted here. You don't want to lose the stone on that, but that's never going to go up, that's for sure. Green is trickling in some knights here as well. He's trying. But yeah, the GG is called. They realized that this is not going to be their game. We are going to go to the second game, the home map for Varela1, and they're going to try to turn this around on that map. Just an unfortunate start, I'd say. Shout out to the left, though, because the early aggression was excellent. It was excellent early aggression from VarVaFans. Just those first two scouts, that's where it started, and it never got better from there. And that's why I was saying, when I was talking about orange making some spearmen to defend his archery ranges, this is why we do that. This is why making those just two spearmen at the start to protect the vills that are building your archery range and your walls is totally fine. It takes a while for straight archers to get going. It's a slow build order. Scouts is much faster than that. You're not going to have any defense against the scouts once the first scouts start arriving at your base. And especially against Magyar scouts, it's very dangerous. So I think if Graham made a spearman or two, this wouldn't have happened. I mean, granted, I think VarVaFans would still have been as aggressive as they have been over here. But still, that early, early archer range being denied, the gold being denied, the walls not going up. If you have two spearmen here, the scouts have to run around you. They can't engage your villagers if you keep them near. That is a completely different game. I don't exactly know what happened on the other side because I didn't get to watch too much of the action on this side. I do know that blue had a quite late castle time because it was similar to gray's, and gray was really delayed, or gray's macro was really good. Perhaps that's the answer. But yeah, he was later to the castle age than red, and yeah, red and yellow just used those castle ages to push in and put the pressure on blue. And defending is hard. Defending is really difficult. It's always better to have a forward position on their base instead of them having a forward position on you. Alrighty, well, let's have a look at the statistics here. Damn. Okay, well that probably says a lot too. The KD for red here was insane. That's 4-1 KD. So the fights that he took against blue and green, you can tell those fights were much better on that side. So the KDs for Varela just not, the fights they were able to take just not favorable to their position here. So I also think that the human boom did not pay off. Like you saw, he had a boom, right? He had a boom, but it came at the cost of Gray's health, basically. Like Gray was kind of dying there. Because the Magyar player made a lot of scouts, and if there's no scouts from your pocket, then, well, how do you defend yourself against that when your base is open? Hang on a sec, I got a message from my lovely wife here. Let me answer that. Gotta answer your text, huh? There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Looking at the economy here, economy for yellow, of course, looking really good. Like, that is your Khmer farming economy right there. It's even better than the human 2TC boom there. Although economies for the pockets for Varela looked pretty solid here as well. Looking at the booms, yeah, 103 villages. Imagine if he had balanced it a bit out with making a bit more scouts to start before starting to pump out villagers, right? Just to keep Gray alive. Imagine that, because he would have had way more villagers than purple here, right? Look at the difference. Would have been able to go up the Imperial Age first, get the Paladin first, maybe. Like, again, I'm not saying humans can't work, but you have to balance it out. And I think that recent buff where they made the stable and archer range cheaper, but especially the stable in this case, only cost 75 wood, is making this possible now, I'd say. Alrighty. Well, let me update the scoreboard here, because we do have a different score now. Varela1 still down to 0. There you go. Boom. And we got it. And then we can go into the second game, because the question, of course, is VarVaFans going to close out this game with a 2-0, or does Varela1 have a trick up their sleeves on their own home map, which will be Iceberg? And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is going to be a game. This is going to be a good one. Here we go. Awesome stuff. So, welcome to the second game for VarVaFans versus Varela1. It is 1-0 in favor of VarVaFans, who won on Patagonia. We have now gone to the home map of Varela1, and did they switch colors here? Or what? No, they didn't switch colors at all. My scoreboard just off, isn't it? Hang on. I am going to fix that, because that's going to bother me. I know it's only a small gripe, but for me, I think I was wrong the last game too then, wasn't it? Darn it. See, I'm supposed to have preparations and stuff like that. Like, that's why I have a timer at the start of the stream, so I have some time to set things up. Oh, okay, there we go. Shouldn't take too long. Here we go. Okay, let's do this again. Welcome to the game for the second game between VarVaFans and Varela1. We don't have to do the whole intro again, of course. But yeah, in the even colors, it's VarVaFans. In the odd colors, it's Varela1. This is the home map for Varela1. It's Iceburn. In a sec, I will explain exactly what that map is all about. Let's just first quickly introduce the players. We have Estatico in the blue now, playing as the Koreans. Love it. In the green, we have Sagas playing as the Bohemians. Interesting stuff. We have La Tarucha playing as the Indians. Like that as well. And in the gray, we have Viejo Lobo playing as the Goths. This was expected. I've seen this before. Let's go. On the other side for VarVaFans, we have Darth Vader playing as the Persians. Ooh, interesting. Persians as the flank. I've not seen that before. That is an interesting pick. I'm going to be curious to see what Red's strategy is going to be then. We got the Tars for Tincho GBC. I don't think this player played last game. I don't think so. Playing as the Tatars. Could work out really well. Let's see if we can make him work. In the purple, we have Carp playing as the Teutons. Love it. And then, as yellow is signaling the wood line, and goddamn did he spam X's. That was pretty fast. I think we have now established that yellow has a pretty high APM. That's hilarious. But last year we have Rodri's DB playing as the Lithuanians. Oh, interesting stuff. I've not seen Lithuanians on this map at all, so that's actually pretty interesting to me. Now, let's talk about the map, shall we? Yellow already pointed it out for us, but yeah, all the players start in a line, with red and blue being in the middle. We have a wood line that runs right between the players, and that is all the wood on the map. There's no wood out here. It's a wasteland. It's completely worthless except for all the extra resources that are dotting the map that you need to expand to later for late game control. Also, you want to control a corner for trade, of course. Now, players do not start with a boar, so the early game food, as you see Teal already going out there, it consists in the form of this little sponge that you see right there. It is all the shore fish in the world that you can get. It's 200 food per shore fish, so there's quite some food here which you need to kickstart your early economy. Now, of course, this is quite far away from your base. It's quite exposed, so the early aggression often happens on these sponges. So having, what I see a lot is that players just put a barracks up right on this, right on this spot to make spearmen quickly to protect your economy. Now, the sponge in the middle is bigger. It's about twice as big as the other 4 in the corners, as you can see on the mini map. But of course, you have to fight over this because it's right in between red and blue. Awesome. I think that's about it. I think this is one of the wackiest maps in the game. So I think what we're going to talk about, I don't really want to talk about resources so much because it's quite standard. Like you have some golden stone that spawns around your town center. You kind of need to wall that in. But let's talk about, strategy here, because we've seen some wacky strats on this map. But let's see if, based on the civilizations, we can predict what the teams are going to be going for. Now, Koreans is an awesome pick for this map, I'd say. Red and blue are in the worst positions, which you can see. All the aggression will come right by their TC. There's no way to wall this much in the early game, or even late game, for that matter. Like, that takes a while. So you can't really protect your base. You're not gonna get to boom. I know people could say, oh, but it's a depends kind of thing. No, trust me, you don't get to boom. You just don't. Like, not in this position. So it's better to pick a Civ that already has a lot of power without having to boom. As Orange is going to pick off this Vil because it does not have Loom, and nice snipe. VarVaFans, again, very aggressive with the early scouts. Gets the Vil. I thought she already died. Very nice. Yeah, you don't get to boom. Koreans is one such a Civ. Koreans can go for 4 towers, defensive towers that get upgraded, really good stuff. They can go for a castle, for war wagons, to really stall things out. I've seen Koreans work like to a charm. So let's see if that's going to work out for them. Red, going for Persian. I don't know about Persians, whether they fit that role. The player that wants to, receives the punishment, doesn't really get to boom, things like that, right? Because I see Persians more as a boomy Civ. So I'm really curious to see what the plan is here for Red, as Red is sending some villagers. Are these villagers going forward? I think it is so. No. Okay, Red, now, that might have been a misclick then. Was it a misclick? Or what? Might have been a misclick. I don't know what that was. That was kind of strange to me. That's why I was looking at it. So yeah, Persians, we'll see. Persians normally a cavalry player. You do want to boom with Persians because there's such a great booming Civ. So yeah, we'll see. Tatars, cavalry archers, right? That is what you want to get to. Now the thing is though, there's some hills here on the map, but a lot of it is flat. So you don't really get to use the Tatar bonus all that often. Also, the player in the pocket, the second rank, often doesn't really get to boom as well because you have to make a lot of military to keep the guy in front of you alive. Now, the 2 players in the back, they have space to boom. They have space to boom into an ideal economy. So, for example, Teutons, a fantastic booming Civ, might boom a little bit in Castle, start making a lot of knights. And then Orange, you can even boom all the way to Imperial Age. You're so far away from all the aggression, you can wall up like this. You can be untouchable, which is why Varela1 have gone for this civilization. Gauss, a Civ that you would normally say, why would you ever pick that? Makes perfect sense on a map like this. It really does. And hey, Rock Knuckles, how you doing, man? Yay, Virgo Cup indeed. Makes perfect sense on this map. It's Goths. Normally, the problem that Goths have is that they need time to get to a great economy. And thank you for the follow there, Dime Win. The thing with Goths is normally they need a great economy, to get that spam going. And guess what? If you're in the back here, you actually get to wall up. You actually get there. And if Teal, who is right in front here with Indians, another good booming Civ, does a good job here protecting Grey, we are going to see a Goth spam by minute 30. I've seen it work before. That's the thing. The team that was up against the Goths team, they were pushing all the way, like up until here, right? They were doing such a great job. They were doing everything right, but they couldn't touch the Goth player. And the Goth player started spamming Halberdiers, and then suddenly it was like, what do you do against this? It neutralized pretty much everything that the other team was making. So this is going to be, I'd say, it's going to be a challenge for VarVaFans. I would prefer overall the civilizations that Varela1 have picked for this. I also really like that Blue has team walled with Green. You often see that doesn't happen. Normally they're just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna team wall in the back here. So yeah, Blue, you can just kind of sit. You can just kind of sit here and just don't die, man. Just don't die. That's what they will tell Blue. And the first scouts are coming here, but they're not going to get in. And we have Mixed Vivo in chat saying VarVaFans team members are from San Juan. Okay. I hope you win. It's an honor to be watching them here. Well, I'm glad to be able to make that possible. They definitely performed really well in the last set. Let's see if they can close it out here, or if Varela1 is going to manage to get a win on their home map. Green still has a little hole there, but I think he's going to plug it up right now. Orange probably assumes that it is all walled up there. Calagero says a Teuton player may stop the Goth easily, and this is true. I mean, Teutons have awesome infantry and siege as well. But of course, if the Teuton player is going to go for a lot of cavalry, and he's not going to get to go for cavalry. He's going to get the same treatment as the Varela1 player. Teal and Gray kind of having a bit of revenge here on Purple, because Purple wasn't the same player, by the way. But Purple losing 2 villagers and his stable isn't up, so not going to get to make a lot of scouts. And now you've got 5 scouts in your base. This is the exact same problem that Gray had last game with the archery ranges. Really good stuff there from Teal and Gray to gang up here. Let's see. I like that Red has gone out to the shorefish here. You know, oh, you're welcome, Mix. Has gone out to the shorefish here. Which is of course the risky shorefish, but they are sending scouts forward, scouts from VarVaFans as well. The only thing that concerns me a bit is that the archers are on the other side. So right now, these spearmen, no, there's nothing to counter these spearmen right now. So these scouts, they'll have to keep running around. They can't stop anywhere because the spearmen will catch up and kill them. See what's going on the other side. I like how active Varela1 is with the scouts as well this time, because these are just the starting scouts for Gray and Blue. Only Teal is really going scouts here. Is making his way all the way to the Lithuanian base. The Lithuanians are an interesting pick as well. They don't have the best economy. Like, they definitely not. They have a very good early game economy. That's why their rushes are really good, but they're, you know, they don't have a continued eco bonus. Steel should probably run away from this. Very good. Gets away with minimal hits. But yeah, see, Orange did go for a lot of scouts. That's interesting. Look how many scouts Orange makes. He's not going fast castle, that was for sure. Gray is already in the castle age right now. Gray is just going to add some town centers. Gray is going to boom. Like, he's not going to add any military. So the fact that Orange went for scouts there is quite surprising to me here. And loses a bunch of them as well. That is going to delay his boom a bit. But, ooh, Red made it all the way. Oh, he made it all the way to the fish. But these spearmen are like, we're not watching. These are like the worst guards in the history of the world. You're like, there's the guards in the movies that have their backs to the thing they're supposed to be guarding, and everything is just happening behind them, and they don't frickin' know because they're not paying attention. That's what just happened there. And Teal losing a bunch of villagers there. I mean, I know Indian villagers are cheap, but not that cheap. Okay, Yellow's going to send forward some archers now. Love it. I love that Yellow starts to, you know, make some archers at the start. Just to, you know, you don't even immediately have to boom into cavalry archers with the Tatars. Like, you have that power spike with free thumb ring as well in Castle Ace. And look, Blue can't really, you know, he can't take that gold now because it's used as the wall. These archers can easily range that, so he'll have to stay to this gold. And the same thing for Green there. He might even have to tower that if he's not careful. But Green made his own archers. These are Bohemian archers. They're not special just yet, but at least he can will be able to defend himself. The only thing that worries me about Yellow is that it does not give you a lot of mobility here. And oh boy, Teal has made it to Castle Ace. He's gotten the light cap upgrade. He's going to be able to clear this up. There's only one spearman. Oh wait, now there's 3 spearmen. I think you need to break the walls, have Green join too. Yeah, exactly. There you go. You gotta chase this home. And if Yellow is smart, he goes home. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's clicking up the Castle Ace. You don't want to lose 10 archers like that. That would be unfortunate. Blue is going to drop a town center on this forward gold. So far, I think Blue and Red, they're still in a fine position. Like, they haven't taken a lot of damage, like, so far. But that might change, you know, as soon as people boom up a bit and start to go for military. Green, though, lots of villagers here on the shorefish. I wonder if Red scouted that. Going to send his knights there, because that could be a massacre if Green doesn't make sure his his villagers aren't protected by anything. I think you need to have some spearmen or pikemen around at this point in the game. But Teal, He does know that red is here. He knows that red is here. He's sending his light cav right there. There's only 2 spearmen. I think the spearmen will die to the light cav because they have some upgrades there. And all the villagers could die here. Now red is going to send some knights. Teal will see that. He can then tell green, yo, there's knights here. Okay, red's trying to run away now. Really good from Teal to get red off the shorefish. You don't want them to have that free food. You just don't. Especially because Persians, right, their town centers work faster. Especially in Castle Age, it's like 15%. You need extra food to keep them running, as blue is raiding the woodline with crossbows. So if you can get that extra food from the fish, you can make more villagers. And I know I said at the start that the player in the flank is not going to be able to boom, but you know, if both sides decide to just kind of sit behind walls a bit, although you know green and blue are here, then of course obviously the red player can boom as well. It's so likely you're just in the you know, the path of aggression, and blue and green sending more reinforcements here. Crossbows now from Tatars. They do have instant thumb ring, so they fire a lot faster, as you can see. Also 100% accurate on a still target, not moving targets. That's ballistics. Yeah, so green will definitely have to be a bit careful here. But green could get, and this is the thing that I really like about Bohemians, green could get chemistry. If he gets chemistry, he will be able to kill these knights much more easily than normally. But oh, green splitting up his archers here. Red is going to pounce on this. Has the +2 and the extra attack versus archers because he's Persians. Yeah, blue and green gonna lose all their archers here. Really solid defense from yellow and red. I think that's a bit of an overextension for green and blue there. I like that there's some camels coming out now. Blue is shifting his attention to the other side. These siege workshops are going to cancel each other out as well. Green so far has been able to still take fish. Yeah, that might change if VarVaFans will show up with a lot of military on this side as well. This does concern me though. The fact is that, as we now have a second town center of orange, the fact is, when you're the player in the back, you actually have the possibility to get a free boom. It's kind of like a free bonus on this map. If you don't take it, right, if you don't boom, which I wouldn't say orange is really doing here. You know, he only adds the second town center now. He's making knights right now. So that means that VarVaFans, they don't want to take this to Imperialists. They don't want to make this last long. They want to do damage now. They want to close this out as fast as they can. Otherwise, they wouldn't be focusing on military. Varela is going to go for the late game. They want to stall this out. They want to let the Goth player get it. Imperialist, he's clicking up right now at 27 minutes. That's a really solid time. He's on stone right now for a castle. Is VarVaFans going to be able to do the damage in time? Because, again, last time I saw a game with Goths on Iceburn, the other team did everything right. They were pushing, but they were just stalled out. As blue is now stonewalling the side. That is a crazy stonewall. If that goes up, that will be really nice. Of course, there's, you know, it's only one palisade wall right there, so. And house wall that. If you had placed that house right there, the crossbows might not have engaged them. As green is losing some crossbows there because he's attacking a knight. And the knights are going to get in here. Uh-oh. Yep, they're going to get in 2 HP. Boy, blue is to send his crossbows back now. They do not have any upgrades either. No fletching, no buck and arrow. Now orange and purple and yellow. All here with military. And this is the thing. They've gone for military. They're making a lot of it too. Let's see how much damage they can do with it. Blue's base, green's base was all open to this. Blue does not have any upgrades on his crossbows that I would consider important. He's Korean, so he gets these for free. Green's going to lose some fills on the gold here. So yeah, now you're going to see why booming in this position is just often not really a reality for the players here. These knights only have +1 though, so they can't really fight these crossbows just yet. Bohemian player did not get chemistry. Bohemians can get chemistry in the castle age. So green, if he thinks about it or wants to do so, he can click that upgrade, get an extra attack on his crossbows, which will make it a lot easier to deal with +2 knights. Now, of course, these are only +1 knights, so that's not an issue, but Don't have the numbers. Don't have the numbers. And look at that. All the crossbows going down. The same thing could happen to blue because... okay, he finally got fletching now. He's going to get back in. But Teal to the rescue. Teal showing up with the cavalry here. A lot of Indian camels. The only thing blue needs to do here is just snipe the pikemen. Snipe the pikemen. And then the camels can engage against this. These have almost full upgrades for castellets. They have an extra pierce armor as well, which will make them able to survive the crossbow attack a little bit more. But yellow's been a good job. He's been sniping blue's crossbows here, making it difficult for blue to snipe the pikemen. And teal does not want to fight the pikemen because camels are really bad about fighting pikemen. But he has to. He's losing a lot of camels to the pikemen. The pikes are doing work. They are doing so much work right now. Look how many camels have died before the pikemen finally go down. And now suddenly you don't even have the mass to engage this. That was not a good fight. That was not a good fight for Varela1 at all. Oh boy. Teal pikemen definitely working out there. And now red showing up with some Persian knights as well. These knights are +2. Nice quick walls from green, I mean, to keep them out of the wood line, saving these 8 villagers because you don't want to lose that. But the golf player has a castle. The golf player has 100 villagers. Look at the vill counts for VarVaFans. They are going for military. They are kind of all inning this a little bit. If the military aggression does not kill, the longer they wait, the better the booms are going to be for teal and gray, and they're going to have so much more villagers than purple and orange. Although orange is on 71 vills, it's on par with teal, but 105 vills for gray already. He is already starting to get some upgrades on military. He's getting well, he at least collected 200 swordsman upgrade, but I think maybe in this position, maybe getting some Huskarls and the Halberdiers out first would be the play. Blue still kind of dying to this. Some pikemen here to defend. Ooh, okay, red taking some hits there. That's good for green, but I think yellow will snipe those pikemen if you get too close to them. So let's see what's going on the other side. More knights turning forward. Is yellow switching into cavalry archers? Yes, he is. Of course he is. He's also clicking up the Imperial Age quite early, which I like. You don't need that much economy, I'd say, when you go for cavalry archers. If you can afford the upgrades and the cavalry archers, that's not a lot of food investment. Except the heavy cavalry archer upgrade. That's an expensive upgrade, I'd say. But for the rest, like I always said, low economy military play works out the best with cavalry archer civs and archer civs in general, I'd say. Not so much when you go for camels and knights because they're so expensive. Now, some micro from yellow. Green did actually get chemistry, you can tell. See, the crossbows have a flame on them now. Camels engaging against the knights. With the added help from green there with some damage, I think they're finally going to clear this forward. The crossbows for yellow go down. I mean, he didn't really care about those anyways because he's switching into CA. The walls still continuing. I don't understand that purple didn't snipe those villagers because he must have passed that with his knights. But yeah, blue is still building this wall, and what a crazy wall. Is this the Great Wall of Korea then? Jesus Christ, what a wall. And on the other side, we have barracks from the Goth player. He's going to start spamming barracks all around the map so he can get his production queue up. He has a castle, which means he can go for the all-important upgrades, Perfusion and Anarchy. Score lead for Varela. But red is going up the Imperial. Red has actually gotten the boom a bit, even though he's red. Because of the aggression. It's because of the aggression he got away with that, and because there was not a lot of early damage to derail his economy. Like what blue could have done, for example, is, tower rush him, The thing is, you kind of need the player next to you to go for scouts then, because archers takes too long, it's too slow. If you have some scouts around the tower ring villagers, it could be really good. But I really like the amount of map control that Varela1 is taking here with the castles. And now you see it, the Goth player is starting to make some units here. It's Goth Huskarls, it is Halberdiers. Knights and archers are not really going to be an option anymore. A few raids that purple is sending into the economy will get dealt with here, although there's some knights over there that I don't think they're aware about. Wouldn't expect it either, because you probably assume, oh, they can't come from that side, we have a giant wall up. And that's the thing. Now you've got a Persian player who does not have good archers. You don't have Bracer, you don't have Arbalest. You have Commander on, I guess. But there's Huskarls on the field. Like, at this point, this is the thing with playing Goths, is that they kind of force you into either siege or infantry of your own. Because if you go for cavalry, he'll just make halberdiers against you. If you go for any ranged units, he'll just make Huskarls against you. So it's really difficult. I think Goths is such an awesome pick on this map, and I know there's civilizations that have the tools to deal with that. Japanese is one of the civs. Teutons is one of the civilizations. Vikings have the tools for it as well. Burmese have the tools, I'd say. Aztecs could do it, for sure, I'd say. Who else? Bulgarians, good too. With the Bagane's melee armor, could be a really strong addition as well. Yeah, look how many archers are now in red space, and this is normally what happens to the player at the front. It is a punishment. It is punishment. And the worst part is they're now massing army on the left, on the right side, the top side, which is exactly the side that has been fortified by blue. Although he should probably stonewall behind these houses as well. Like, if you're gonna stonewall like this, stonewall everything, because these houses and palisade walls are gonna melt quickly to siege. Very quickly. Now, what Gray needs to do is he needs to come forward and build barracks right there. Make sure your production is as fast as it could be. Yeah, because now he's streaming units across the map, which is fine because it's quite fast with Goths as well, but could be better. As Orange actually converting a villager here, a village that was building a guard tower, that is not going to go up. Not when there's a monk out here. They want to break through this fast. Building a Lithuanian castle in the back too. Let's look at the villager count. It's 81 villagers for blue. It is 90 villas for green. It is 118 villas for teal. 134 for gray. On the other side for VarVaFans, 64 for red. And that is going to drop big time here. I mean, that makes sense, right? 101 for yellow. Actually has the best boom out of the bunch. 86 for purple. 98 for orange. So they're quite behind in the vill count overall here. Also like that blue is coming forward. It came forward with some villagers to build some guard towers. Should probably send some more. Continue that push. We have a defensive castle over here. I'm not sure where those villagers have gone. I think they died then. Just so much military right now. It's going to be Arbalest and Bracer for both these archer players. Well, Bohemian's not quite there yet. But red is being patient with his military. Orange now joining. That is a lot of cavalry. That is a lot of cavalry. A lot of cavalry. Not still lacking some upgrades there. But Paladin on the way for the Lithuanian player. If they are going to take a good fight, it should be now. They should clear up all the archers they can. And look at the military. The Goth player is not here with barracks. He did not build barracks here. He's making mostly Huskarls, which are absolute trash against cavalry because they lack the melee armor. You need a lot more halberdiers here. But heavy camel from teal, which do very well against all the cavaliers here from orange. All the cavaliers are going down. He was clicking the paladin upgrade, but he's not going to have a lot of paladins to upgrade. Teal is going to lose most of his camels here as well, but this is still a trade that they will take. Because red isn't getting the paladin upgrade right now. He's actually getting fletching for his castle. Ay. That's a lot of Tatar cavalry archers though. Plus 6 pierce armor. They almost have as much pierce armor as a Huskarl has. Huskarl only has a bit more there. I think what Gray really needs to do, as we have elephant archers from teal. What a troll. Elephant archers in a competitive game. Awesome stuff. Well, let's see if that works out for them. As blue has right-clicked one of these, I think one of these. So his archers were walking kind of out of the way, taking some losses there. It is going to snipe that mangonel. Very good stuff. I should probably put his archers on defensive stands or something. Or stand ground even, so they don't run away. Like you'd ever want to do that. Gray's still making a lot of Huskarls. I think right now what you need to do, you need to switch in a lot of halberdiers as well. Because Huskarls do not do well against cavalry whatsoever. Also, build barracks is right there. Right here. Like, We should probably look at the other side as well. What is going on? This wall has not been broken, but there's so many buildings for now. This one villager has been building barracks, and now you've got Lightcap, they're not Hussar yet. Lightcap and Paladin raids into the economy, and it's completely open on this side because they went for the greedy wall, trying to get for the late game trade. I think that wall probably should have gone to the edge of the map as well, because they're pushing on this side. But once the raiding starts from Orange, this might be the way back into the game, because a Goth player cannot spam units if there's Paladin in the eco. And if you were here Thursday, having a lot of Paladins in your economy ends games. It ends games. For now, Yellow and Red are still holding on. The Goth players just trickling in units right now. This is not how I would use the Goths either. Like, you just mass a bunch of units, come in as one group, right? If you trickle them in one by one, even Huskarls don't do well against archers. Like, they still die to archers at some point. It's when there's a lot of them that they don't die anymore. Also, can we just have a shout out to Orange here? There's one villager who has been building all these buildings here. He's building a town center, can now make more villages on this side, and now that entire wall is absolutely useless. Besides the fact that there's a hole in it right now. And now Winged Hussar as well, which is the best raiding unit in the game. Polish Winged Hussar is a bit better here though, because they have trample damage. But goddamn, Winged Hussar is awesome. Awesome, awesome. They would have had a higher base attack, but they took away Blast Furnace from Lithuanians. I mean, that would have been 13 attack, which is kind of crazy for a Hussar, but that's already a lot of cavalry in your base. Gray has noticed it. He has noticed it, so he's spamming some halberdiers here. But that means some of his production has to go in here. And look at the production from the Goth player. It's not like he's only using 2 barracks right now. It's just not enough production. Why aren't we spamming for 15 barracks, right? As Orange is now attacking the farms, which is very useful. In the meantime, Red trying to break into Blue's base, and he's going to get through. Is he going to get through quick wall? No, no! That is a lot of Cavalier coming through here. Oh boy, I hope someone signaled that. It doesn't seem like Teal noticed that. Those Cavalier could do a lot of damage. Is VarVaFans still in this game? Red's bases only have that, but they're still holding for now. There's raids all over Gray's economy. Look at Gray's economy. It's in complete disarray. Still has 132 villagers though, but I think also a lot of idols right now. Those raids are going to be constant, which is going to be a complete nuisance all the time. Look at the vill kills you could get here. It's all about the push in the middle. If they can push this a little bit harder here, maybe with those tanky elephant archers. I mean, it's so amazing we're going to get to see the elephant archers here. I mean, they still die quite hard here to the Tatar cavalry archers. Look at that. Look at that. Cavalry archers, my ass. Elephant archers, my ass, I mean. Damn, those are... They're not elite yet, and they're missing some armor upgrades, which definitely doesn't help. You know, they take 7 damage per shot from a cavalry archer. So, yeah, if you have a big ball of them, they kill elephant archers quite fast. Red, still raiding the economy here. Is losing a bunch of his cavalry here. He doesn't have the resources for Paladin. Almost, though. Still needs some gold, but he could actually click it if he wants to. So I love that Orange has been raiding constantly here. Like, right now, it doesn't seem like they have anything to address this. I think you could still wall this. Like, why not? Because Orange has its gathering point set beyond that. If you wall there, they will ignore the villagers. But right now, it's doing the job. It's keeping Teal at home. It's keeping Teal at home for now. Well, they are slowly pushing into Red's economy. Red has only 27 villagers, so this is it resource-wise. He's not going to have a lot more economy to spam a lot of units. And that's the thing. That's also the thing why I kind of question the Persian's choice, is because if you get hit, and in all likelihood you get hit in this game, you need so much resources to go for cavalry and paladin. Whereas if you had gone for, say, archers are cheaper overall. They are not heavy on the food cost. So even if you have, like, say, 40 bills, it's still possible to mass archers in general. Whereas massing paladin in time, really expensive. And the fact is that Paladin die more often as well. You know, you have to constantly replenish them as well, which is why the economy for purple has to be really solid. And oh boy, this is a bit concerning to me. Purple is switching into elite skirmisher because he doesn't have enough gold. Yellow has 5,000 gold in the bank. He needs to sling his teammates right now. Like, Yellow has all the gold in the world. He's getting the longsword upgrade. But yeah, if you have 5,000 gold, you kind of gotta sling your teammates, man. Like, they need gold. Like, I mean, Orange has some gold here because he's been making mostly winged hussars at this point. I do like that Teal has made it all the way to this side of the base. He is killing the stables now, is killing all the units that come out that will put an end to those raids. I also love how this villager's casually farming over here while his mill's being attacked. That's hilarious. Well, the position for Varela, they have held so far. This position, you know, they still have it in hands here. Skirmish is just not the unit that you want to see. We still see more elephant archers. They are getting more upgrades. They have 6 pierce armor now, which is much better, as you can see. They die a lot less fast now. If you make them elite, that's even better. It's actually a pretty cheap upgrade, elite elephant. I think it's one of the cheapest elite upgrades in the game. If I remember that correctly, it shouldn't be too expensive. Orange now here with a lot of cavalry trying to pick off the blue arbalest. He's getting a whole bunch of them, but he's losing precious numbers there. And that's the thing. Yes, they had the raids in Varela's economy. Yes, they have held on so far, but they are running out of gold. And the way this is going, with the castles now from Teal cutting off this position, they are never going to get to have to trade up. They're going to run out of gold at this raid. They'll have to trade from this position here, which is only saved because blue built a wall there, right? I mean, blue could at any point make a hole, and then the trade can get raided. But oh boy. Okay, Tatar player now sending his ball of cavalry archers to the economy here for blue and green. Blue and green have taken some hits there. 76, 89 villagers. But yeah, still 136 for gray. 104 for teal. They can spam for days still. They are taking some losses here in the wood line. But that's the thing. Addressing that with some arbalest. They still have long-term goals. You know, they have more expansion across the map. So they will be able to spam more units. So losing units is fine to them. But I don't think... Well, I mean, if any player can replenish his numbers, it would be Yellow. Yellow has like 5,000 gold. Yeah, cavalry archers are taking some damage here. Like, the numbers are getting thinner and thinner. It's only 30 of them right now. Oh boy, and you definitely have to run away from this. Yellow, please tell me you're paying attention to this. I know halberdiers don't do well against cavalry archers, but when they get close, look how fast they die. Look how fast those die. Okay, Yellow did realize it now. And these Huskulls, they do bonus damage versus you. And now Blue finally gets wise to this, waltzes up and traps in the cavalry archers. The cavalry archers can't go home. They can't get out. They're stuck here. They have to run the other way now. Still taking some hits, and I'm not sure if this was intentional from green, but it blocks the cavalry archers once again. And now there's arbalest in front. Uh-oh. And now Yellow has to run further into the base here. As they are still pushing at the front, while the elephant archer numbers are growing. I like that Orange has been spamming a lot of hussar in here. Like, winged hussar are still such a powerful unit. They do have the final armor upgrade. Pretty good. Sniping a bomber cannon there. Pretty good as well. It's just... The problem is, I just don't see a push coming from VarVaFans. Like, they don't have the gold. Look at the production queues from red and yellow, from purple. They're not making power units, right? They're making trash units, mostly. And the same for orange. And when you're making trash units, the golf player is going to be totally fine with that. You know, another thing? I think they're going to run out of wood here in a sec. They have some wood in the back. They have some wood in the front, technically, but they can't really take it right now. They might actually run out of wood. And that's actually pretty possible on this map, to be honest here. Orange sending in a raid to the gold for green. But green might realize that. Oh, Paladin going down without any glory. Here, Red once more trying to break in, has built up his massive cavalry a little bit again, joined in with a lot of light cav as well here, as Gray is losing some vills that were kind of sneakily chopping wood there. I didn't even see that. And still, the fact that Blue made so many walls and then just leaves this open, right, is kind of tilting to me. I mean, Capram will definitely get this wall down as well, but look how fast the house walls went down. Like, if you're going to stonewall the entire map, why leave this open? That makes no sense to me. It's kind of personal gripe right there. Also not seeing trade yet from the Varela team. Like, they have the position. They can start trading wherever they want. They could trade here. Okay, we have some trade now from Gray to a burning market. That's where you want to sell your wares. And they called it GG. They called it GG. Look at the production queues. They just have nothing. Like right now, they're just holding. They're not pushing. They're not going to push ever. And they realize that they have been out-sieved on this map. That there's just not anything that they can do right now with the position they have. Although, again, Yellow is resigning with 4,000 gold here. So they still have some gold there. Yellow could have sent that around, I'd say. Sling is definitely a thing. You're allowed to sling, but GG, Varela1 gets a win on their home map. We are going to go to a third game. That's exactly the way we like to see it in this stream here. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to deal with all the Huskarls running amok in your economy. I mean, all the skirmishers in the world are not going to do it. But, Teutonic Knights! Elite Teutonic Knights, they were here! This would have been the answer to the Goth spam, man. Elite Teutonic Knights are sick. You know, one of these can kill like 5 Goth units right there. Goth spams mean nothing when you have Teutonic Knights on the field. It's just they die to archers and they're quite slow. That's the only problem. I mean, they don't die. They die just as fast as a knight would, you know. But still, GG, awesome stuff. Let me update the scoreboard here because we do have a 1-1 on our hands. Means we will go to the third map, which it will be the home map for VarVaFans. We will look at in a sec. Let's have a look at the statistics because I want to know how awful the KD for Gray is. Huh. Well, it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be because, you know, it did look like he was streaming in and trickling in a lot of units that just kind of died quickly. But I think as soon as Yellow sent his cavalry archers forward, they didn't really have that death ball anymore at the front. And that finally allowed Gray to really start pushing past because the cavalry archers were actually, ironically, the thing that was stopping Gray from massing units over there because he was trickling them in. And even Huskarls will die to cavalry archers if you have enough of them. Yeah, great KD for Yellow there. You can tell he was definitely sniping a lot of units there. Who had the worst KD this game? Yeah, that would be Orange because he was making a lot of winged Hussars. Still got a lot of kills with them though as well. So again, when I say worst, I say Green at the worst KD. I think that's going to be mostly the pikemen that he spammed in there. KD's all around are pretty even here, all around, which is pretty good. It was actually Teal who had the largest army, 118. That was camels, that was elephant archers. And who is happy to see elephant archers in a game, man? Like, I did not think when I queued this game that we were going to get to see elephant archers. They're not elite though. Like next time, definitely get the elite upgrade. It's cheap. I know we always assume like, oh yeah, the unique unit upgrades, the elite ones are always so expensive. I am pretty sure that the elephant archer upgrade is very cheap. Or at least it should be cheap. Or am I thinking about the discussion post I read on the forum where they said it should be made super cheap? Now I'm not sure. Alright, well, it doesn't really matter. In any case, we are going to go to the third game. I don't want to keep you waiting too long here because I'm excited for this. Let's go. And that will be Glacier. Oh, yes. And I know VarVaFans has fought on that map before, so they probably have a strategy prepared. And if I like the civilizations from Varela on the last map, VarVaFans probably will have a good civ pick here as well. And God damn it, they changed colors again. Why do you do that to me? Ah, hang on. It's alright. Gosh darn it. What's with all the inconsistency, man? Okay, well, let me just change that before we get into the game. Are you ready? I am ready. It is Glacier, and here we go. Awesome stuff. So, in the odd colors this time, we have VarVaFans. In the even colors, we have Varela. Oh no, I know it's confusing, but we got this. This is the home map for VarVaFans because Varela1 was able to get to even out the score on the last map here. Which of course is great for us to the stream, but of course not as great for VarVaFans. They definitely want to win their home map, close this one out with a 2-1. But opposed to them, we have Varela1, and they will want to go for the reverse sweep. They will want to end this with a win on their part. So let's see who's going to be able to close this out on Glacier. I'm going to quickly introduce the players first. We'll start with the home map team here. We have Atiuri as the Japanese. Interesting pick. Then we have Poles for Ariel Buonardo in the green. In the teal, we have Darth Vader going for Portuguese. Of course he does. And then we have Byzantines over here for gray. Interesting. I would have picked Byzantines on the flank there because of the extra HP on the buildings. You know, it's easier to fortify all of this. But evidently, they want to have the Byzantine player be on water, maybe for a landing, maybe for the awesome fire ships and castle age. When you get the Greek fire attack, we'll see. In the orange, we have Diego Lobo playing as the Saracens, which, yes, believe it or not, have a water bonus. Their galleys fire faster. In the purple, we have Estatico playing as the Mongols. That is a clear boom pick right there. In the yellow, we have Italians for La Taruccia, which I thought that they picked that for this map, to have some civ that's good on water. So yellow probably joined water fight as well. And then we have Huns for Sagas. Interesting, Huns. Not seen Huns yet. Well, you don't have to build a lot of houses, so at least you can afford the wall that you need to do quite well. Do Huns get fortified wall, though? I don't think they do. That might be a problem later on in this game. Now, let's talk about the map, shall we, as players prepare their Dark Age economy. This is Glacier, named after the glacier that you see on the screen right here. It is the only land connection between the two teams. So, you know, you have two sides of land. They are separated by an icy river of melting water. Or, I mean, from melt water, you know, like... the glacier is melting, that's why that's an icy river. Lots of fish in there. Definitely something you want to go for. If there's this much fish in here, you cannot let the other team just have a free fish boom there. So what you often see is that at least half the team is going to build a dock, is going to go for water control. At least in most cases. There's been exceptions, of course, but who am I to... I'm not saying that one is the better option for sure, but here you go. Yellow is going to go for a dock. That makes sense. He's Italians, cheaper fishing ship, and cheaper dock tax. So, yeah, definitely worth it. So, yeah, half the team docks tries to win water. The other half, and that is usually yellow and red and green and blue, will have a more land-focused approach. I'd say green should probably still dock. Right, like even purple is also going to go to dock because you don't know if your team is going to win water, but that early fish boost you still want that. You want to get as much food out of the fish as you possibly can until you get pushed off water. Now, as for blue and red, blue is actually docking. Now, I've seen both options, right? Because blue, in the position he's in, like his job mainly is to defend this one side, right? The one side that Varela1 can come in with land military. That is a lot of wood investment if you're going to wall all of this off. Because if you do get the wall up, then all the other teammates don't have to make any land military, can focus completely on winning water, right? That at least is one strategy. That is a lot of wood, though, and if you're also going to go for fishing ships, it's going to take a while before you have the wood to get that wall up, which might be dangerous, but red is doing the same thing, so at least that's going to cancel it out. But again, red is Huns. Red can afford that wall much earlier than you could. And red is already coming forward here. He's already thinking about the wall of... As you already see the Mongol player going up the fuel age. That had a very fast fuel age. 19 villages there. Is he going to go for some scouts then? Because the thing is, if positioning wise, I think I would have put the Italian player in the purple and I would have put the Mongol player in the yellow. You know, just because I like the players in the back to really, they're the safest. It's best for them to go to water. And the thing with Mongols is that the water play is not like you don't hear anyone say, "Ooh, water map, let's go for Mongols for, their awesome ships." If I see someone on a water, if I play someone on a water map and they pick Mongols, I'm going to be scouting the shoreline. That's what I'm going to be doing, because it's going to be a landing. That's what, which is kind of the way I like it, anyways. Yeah, if you play me in a water map, I don't like, I don't really like the water meta. I prefer the land. It's much more fun to me. I'll just turn it into a land map, and then whoever wins. As VarVaFans has almost all the scouts are here, and Red is just kind of casually walling this up. This is like the most ominous situation here. Okay, now they're gonna pounce this. Oh, Red. No. You needed a spearman there. That villager is gonna go down, and that is to Dark Age scouts while that vill has loom. But Red is here with a Feudal Age scout, though. Yellow is here as well, but is not in the Feudal Age yet. But Green is here as well. Oh boy, we got almost all colors on the screen. Only Red needs to join at this point. They need to kill Purple first, which is exactly what they're doing. Very smart, because that is the Feudal Age scout. Now it's only Dark Age scouts to watch another. And now look at that. Varela1 losing their scouts quite fast because the coordination from VarVaFans has been much better in this regard. And Red is sending another vill, but no. There's still 4 scouts on the field right now. Uh-oh. And those early scouts can be so dangerous. Red did make it to Castle Age. Made it to Feudal Age, could make some spearmen now, but he's still losing vills. He'll have to run with more vills. These scouts can kill all these villagers if Red is not careful. This is really bad stuff. If we have a quick wall attempt, almost. If you had a quick wall attempt, man, this would have so made it to the highlight video. Rodrigo says, go VarVaFans. Well, they're definitely getting a head start here. As Blue's coming forward with a villager. Oh, that vill needs to survive. He is holding... Yeah, what did you think? If you run across a wasteland with snow leopards holding meat? That's hilarious. The guy was holding meat being chased by snow leopards. Of course you're gonna get chased by predators. What were you thinking? Well, the villager does actually make it alive. If Orange is paying attention, he can snipe that vill, because this one villager can mean the game already. Because Red, even if he gets the wall up now, you're gonna get 4 buildings in your base. This is what is so dangerous here. In the meantime, Blue, he has walled up. They have used that aggression to get that wall up. And yes, now you have spearmen out, but I don't think they saw that sneak vill. I don't think they knew that was there. No, I don't think so. That villager on 4 HP could mean the difference in this game. We'll see. And good micro indeed. Going on water. We didn't even have time to look on water yet. Well, the Mongol player has actually gone to water here, so joke's on me, I guess. Let's see who else is on water. Looks like the Byzantine player is going to go for galleys first here. Green not making any ships though. We have ships from yellow. We have ships from purple. We have ships from orange as well. I think. Yeah, there we go. I'm pretty sure that someone wanted to pick Vikings on this map. They both banned it, so that's why we're not going to see Vikings. A lot of fire ships though, but enough fire ships from purple, I'd say, to push this away. A nice repairs here from Teal. They have to fight because the fish is right here as well. The numbers are good for Teal. He has the advantage of being able to reinforce quickly because it's next to his dock. Orange should probably be careful here. You don't want to lose your early galley mast. Interestingly too is that Blue is also going to water. That is a lot of wood investment. He's not going to be able to afford a lot of houses to build behind and fortify. So they depend right now on that early aggression. And it's a good thing that he made some ships too, because he would have lost his fish here in a sec. He might still lose his fish. It's Japanese fishing ships though. They die so quick, so slowly. Nice hits here for Blue, getting those early hits in on the fire galley, but now he'll have to run away here. I wonder if he's just going to try to snipe the fish here. Update on the villager in the corner. That villager in the corner is it's building some units there. It's safe for now. And I don't think red can see it. We can check. Let's have a look at what red can scout. Yeah, red does not know anything about this. He is patrolling out here, though, but that is more so for scouts than anything else. Blue is still getting in some hits on yellow. Demo ship, I think. Yeah, that must have been a demo ship. Okay, blue, orange is getting to a nice number of galleys there, but so is gray. It seems quite even on water right now. Really only blue and yellow that are fighting. And ooh, demo. Ah, that was all right. It hit, you know, 2 of them there. But now a demo ship for yellow. Oh, that was also pretty good. Hits 2 of them. And red about to lose his fish. And look at that. That's because you're not Japanese. Nope, red is gonna lose his fish here, and that is really good for blue as well, because that's gonna make red's economy significantly worse. You know, that extra food is helpful to get the castle age. You'll see that blue probably will get the castle age faster than anyone else. Than red. Not everyone else. Green can literally click up twice almost if he had the gold for it. Orange is going to click up in a sec here as well. Now, Saracens versus Byzantines here. Byzantines do not have any bonuses related to their galleys per se. Saracens also have fletching, but God, that is a giant mess of fire ships here. Portuguese fire ships are already pretty strong, just because they have 10 more HP. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but in fire galley v fire galley, if you have 10 more HP, you win one-on-one, like easily. A nice snipe ship for gray. Yeah, purple and orange probably have to back up here. That's too many fire ships. I think at this point you need to get some demos out. Then in order to engage this, you need to push away gray. So purple needs to do that. And then the demos on the mast for teal. That would be a good way to do this. And now, oh, that's so many spearmen from red. But those spearmen are going to do very little against the archers with some good micro from blue. Okay, he recognized it. And now suddenly spearmen are not going to do anything. And red, he didn't even complete the wall, so the fact that he didn't make more military is surprising to me. Oh boy, Sagas is he's in trouble. The wall is not complete. He does not have any military control. He's pushed off of berries. His food count doesn't look like... Oh, actually, I was looking at someone else's food count. He will click up in a second here, but... Well, is he going to arrive the castle age alive? Because he's losing a bunch of villagers here to scouts and archers there. And the worst part is you can't even do any counter damage because the enemy is walled. VarVaFans showed out the play. They had the strategy on this map. You know, they were prepared for their home map. And right now, Varela1 is just way on the back foot. They're losing. They're not winning on water for now either. Like purple is losing a bunch of fire galleys. Mongol fire galleys aren't really the best thing, anyways. Gray has sufficient galleys now to snipe purple's fire galleys. And orange, the same thing for orange, but that is so many fire galleys. So many. Yellow, please make a demo ship. Okay, yellow is making a demo ship. We need some demos right now. We need demos right now. But gray is on the right side. If a demo comes out, gray can snipe that. Like, that is what galleys are for. They can snipe the demos. And oh, we got a demo hit. But only one ship going down. That is not enough, unfortunately. Oh, another one. That was a good one. That was a good one. And they will need demos right now because the fish is going to go down. Are going to get more demo shit? I have to pay attention. They're so fast. Fish for yellow going down this time as well. Yellow's still making more demo ships. I like that. Could pop out at any time. Okay, orange with some micro could snipe some of these. But yeah, teal's clicking up to the castle age, so he doesn't want to lose a lot of his fire galleys here. There's a demo. There's a demo in here. Demo. 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 If I'm gonna look away now, that demo is gonna come out and I'll miss it. This is gonna be a really good demo. Yellow. What else do we have to look at right now? Demo. Come on. Give me a demo. I know it's in there. Blue knows it's in there. Okay, we'll pop out in a second. Darn it, now I have to look away because I have to see what's going on the other side. Okay, red making some military to push this away. That is the right call. Demo. Now it's a war. It's war galley versus just galley here, which is not ideal in the least. And oh, No! Okay, well, that was pretty good. But yellow! That was just because the dock is on low HP, they ejected. I think yellow's just not looking at water at all right now. And now it is... Okay, well, actually, the Mongol player got the fire ship first, and fire ship destroyed everything from the feudal age. And Teal still needs to get his upgrade, so he's going to have to run away for a second here. But by God, look at that sheer number of fire galleys here. That is insane. It's crazy. But these are going to be fire ship in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there they go. Uh-oh. But these are Saracen war galleys. They fire faster. It's like, you know, they're like the Ethiopians of the sea. But just the numbers for purple and orange aren't there. I think that gray and teal, now that they have that power spike on water, are going to slowly push this away now. I mean, the fire ships for teal are much better than those for purple. And then you just kind of question the Mongols pick. Like, yes, Mongols have an advantage that they, you know, they go up faster the next stage. Or at least a feudal age, so you can get those fire galleys out. But once you get the castle age, what do Mongols really have that makes them good on water? I just don't know. The fact of the matter is that red and yellow are basically pushed off of water as well. And with blue's addition, just the numbers for VarVaFans are so much better that I think VarVaFans are on the brink of winning water. And that is just adding to the fact that they still have a forward position. Red was not able to get the walls up. And has crossbows swarming all around his base. Did make it to Castle 8, has the lead skirm, so can protect himself a little bit. But then there's green with the knights. And that's not going to stop anytime soon. It's Polish knight. I want to know, does he have a castle? Oh, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about a castle. And we all know what that does. Schlachta privileges, anyone? It makes your knights very cheap, and Jesus Christ, it's just awesome when you spread them out like that. It's such a giant navy. Yeah, this is scary to fight here. Should probably get careening here. That will give your ships a bit more in the way of pierce armor, which will make them better against these war galleys. And the war galleys are still good. Like, Saracens on water are definitely underrated. Like, people... I think most people, if you don't like consistently play water maps, you might not know that Saracens have a water bonus, which, you know, why would they, right? They're a desert ship, aren't they? All Saracens were apparently also avid pirates, so that's why they have that bonus. It's quite historical. You can tell they are firing more often. Yeah, orange is being driven back and back and back further, and there's not a lot of space to maneuver when you get that far back. In the meantime, the archer numbers are still growing for the Japanese player. Now it's siege coming out as well. And I have seen a game where one team just started building more production after another. And you just died at that. To the point where yellow has basically given up on red. He's just like, yeah, that's never going to go well. I'm just going to pre-wall this because I know what's going to happen as soon as red dies. They're going to come straight to me. And the thing is that is all well and all, but Varela1, they're not going to have the long-term trade if we're ever going to get to that part in the game, because you won't have the corner. And red is slowly dying. It is red is already smelling what time it is, as they would say in Dutch. I guess that's not really an expression in English, is it? Okay, but yeah, red knows what's up. Red's like, okay, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to expand further back here. Retreat, because his base is under siege. He has nothing to deal with a combined army of rams and knights and crossbows. And the question is, what is yellow going to do to help here? Because yellow hasn't made any navy in the last 5 minutes. It's making some skirmishes in the pikemen. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to stop this, though. Orange and purple have still held on water. I must say, like, the Mongol player has definitely not shown up to fight here, because I thought they could have been pushed off way before, but it's only a matter of time at this point. They have kept most of their fish alive for now, but the thing is, you're gonna run out of fish near your docks, and if they have to go out further away as a deep sea fish, they're gonna get sniped by the war galleys. And as you can see, the numbers of fishing ships have drastically gone down, and no fish. Well, that means that your Imperial Age time is going to be worse. But Orange clicked up to Imperial Age here. He's going to go to Imp. If he can get to Galleon, that'd be really sick there. Galleon would definitely destroy most of what is on the field right now for Gray and Purple. This is definitely one of the longer water battles that I've seen on this map. Like, a lot of times, the water is... I think by minute 30, there's a clear winner of the water, but right now, it could still swing either way. I think Saracen Galleys there with the faster firing thing definitely helping a lot there. But now, Teal, they're charging. They are going for it. There is no space to back up. Purple was kind of out of position. We are having ourselves a giant naval battle right here. It is on. It is on. This is as big a battle as you can have on this map, I think, with the amount of space on water that you have. The fire ships are engaging each other. Orange is behind that, sniping as many fire ships as he can. But the numbers for Teal, there's just so many fire ships. Purple's fire ships are fast disappearing here, and that is before Orange gets the Imperial Age. Now he does not have a meat shield, really a wood shield, I suppose. In front of him, he'll have to keep running away now from his docks, which means it's going to be very difficult to reinforce, and if he's not careful, he could get trapped here. And you know what is also a thing? I think as soon as they see Imperial Age come in, I think Teal's going to dive and he's going to try to kill that. Teal right now is idling his down center. He wants to go up the Imperial Age himself and get fast fire ship. Now, on the other side, after that giant naval battle, we have we have a massacre. That's what we have. That is a lot of vills for Red going down. Red is down to 8 villagers. This is Red's economy running away right now. And Yellow is like, yeah, thanks for bringing them to my base. Not looking good. If it is looking at least a little bit even on water, it is not looking even at all on land. I mean, even on water, Gray has the greater mass here. Orange makes it to the Imperial Age, but he does not really have the numbers. And they're knocking on Yellow's door, and Yellow doesn't have any military. He doesn't have the military to deal with this. He simply doesn't. And if they do break through, they don't even have to kill Yellow. They can just run straight through Purple and Orange. And they will not have any military as well because they're focusing on water. But the water is being lost. The wall isn't up. And if on Glacier you haven't at least done one of these two things, either you have fish or you have a wall position, it's going to be very difficult to close this one out. And now you have galleons. And it's 4 galleons that have remained. Only 4 galleons. Actually, only 3. I'm sorry to say, but unfortunately, I think VarVaFans is going to close this one out with a 2-1 on their home map. I don't think there's a way to come back from this now. Not with Red dead, not with the water loss, not with Yellow being overrun right now. The Knights can just run right into Purple's economy. Purple has no land military, because of course he doesn't. He's going up the imp, he's making a Mangudai, but he doesn't have the numbers yet to compete with this. And they don't have fish. I mean, if you have one of those things, right? Either you have a wall up with military or you have fish. Either one of those things can still allow you to win the game, but not when you don't have either. At that point, I'd like to be a cheerleader. Like a lot of people, it's the Orange is an Imperial Age. Purple is clicking up as well, but Red is never going to get there. Yellow is never going to get there. That means half your team is stuck in Castle Age, and most of the team for VarVaFans, it has clicked up the imp. Green just makes it. He is going to get Cavalier. Did he get that castle up? He did get that castle up. I bet he got the upgrade as well. And there comes the Cavalier upgrade. 5 Mangudai are not going to do it. They do pretty well against the siege, but still lacking some upgrades there. So, well, that holds it on for now. But yeah, I mean, Blue just has to dive this. Man, I feel bad for VarVaFans. Like they did a good job. They definitely came back on the last map, on their own home map. They tried their best on this map, but yeah, that's just the thing about Age of Empires. It can be such a snowbally game. 4 scouts at the start of the game, changing the entire game plan here. Like, this was only possible because VarVaFans coordinated their scout rush, basically teamed up with 4 scouts, and that is basically a scout rush, got those villagers, and Red was never able to complete the wall. And then that one darn villager carrying meat across the snow, where there was snow leopards, was being chased by hungry predators. When you're flashing meat in front of them, of course they're going to chase you. Makes it to the other side with 4 HP to build some production buildings. And that's what's happening. As as Red is saying Robin Hood because he wants a cheat code. He needs gold and stuff like that. Yeah, unfortunately, cheats are off for this game, of course, because that would not be fair. Yeah, they're having a laugh at it. I like that. You know, it's a little bit of lighthearted humor. Love that. Orange is still trying, but yeah, he's completely outmassed on water. It's Imperial H now for the Portuguese player. He's making caravels, which will make short work of the galleons as well. Caravels really only die to fire ships, which are not on the field right now. So the water is lost. Yellow is pretty much dead as well. It's Arbalest and Cavalier. Varela and Uno, they know that they have lost this game. As we see some Mameluke next to the Mangudai, which is a pretty good shot. Look at that. That's not going to be enough. But ooh, some nice shots there. The blue did take a few shots there, but yeah, did take out the mangonels as well. We are just kind of waiting for the GG here now. Like, this is they've done good, but this is we're getting close to a point where there's absolutely no coming back. A giant, like that giant navy, man. I love how much numbers there is. Like, it's fantastic. As we do have a fight here, Purple trying to fight with the Mangudai, which of course are the best, are one of the best units that the Mongols can make on land. But you need to have the numbers, you need to have the upgrades, which Purple does not quite have. He's still missing bloodlines here. He's missing husbandry. He's trying to snipe the siege. He's losing all his numbers in the progress. The Mameluke are still doing all right against the cavalry. They have a bonus against heavy cavalry there. Some camels there. They're still holding, but not when the Arbalest come into play. Arbalest will make short work of the Mamelukes. The castle for the Mongol player is also going to go down. That's going to hurt his production. Not that it really matters at this point. He's not making any right now. And they called it GG. They realized there's no way whatsoever. Unfortunately for them, VarVaFans is going to win. But of course, fortunately for VarVaFans, they won. So GG. What a good set. Was a good set. Really good. I'm satisfied with that. And one of the biggest naval battles in the history of this map for sure. Like, it hasn't gotten this bombastic and big. And that's exactly what we like as casters. Big, big, giant. And what a human interest story. What a human interest story. The one villager. Where is it? Did it die? No, don't tell me it died. Where is it? Oh, it's right. No. Ah, it didn't die, did it? Well, now I'm sad. Well, we'll just dedicate this to the memory of the one villager that made it across this wasteland filled with snow leopards while carrying big pieces of meat, being chased by them, almost being eaten by them, down to 4 HP, gets to the corner and starts building, archery ranges a la the max. And that definitely didn't. I mean, in the end, it didn't really. I don't want to say it didn't matter, but the walls were still open, so it's not like they could have just they could have also just walked in. But the fact is, they could reinforce really quickly now, and Red was surprised by that. And Red tried to defend, but yeah, at some point you're gonna get overwhelmed here. You're gonna get ganged up upon, and Yellow wasn't making the kind of military to help. That's why I would have said switch around the Mongols and Italians, have the Italians go full water, and have the Mongol player go knights, right? Because you need something to counter the knights from the pulls. I think that is you kind of need to see yellow and red versus blue and green as a little 2v2 potentially on land, right? Unless you get the walls up. But yeah. For the rest, water. Yeah, I think I could have won that, but just the production from the Portuguese player just much greater. Like, he was spamming fire ships, and look at the numbers that Teal was able to put on the field. At some point, you just kind of died at that. But say if they had a great position on land, like say they were besieging blue on this side, then losing fish isn't a problem. Theory says rip to the villager. Yeah, rip to the Vil. I was gonna highlight him and shout out to the Vil, but I guess he unfortunately died somewhere, which is or did he come forward? Because there's more build. No, there it is. There he is. Look at that hero. Proudly watching over his forward house. There we go. I'm really happy. The human interest story is alive. There we go. What a hero. That one villager on 4 HP carrying meat across the wasteland with snow leopards. What a hero for the ages. That is definitely the standout of this set for sure. Jesus Christ. I'm glad we found him. I'm very happy about that. Alrighty, well, and that was of course at the Yuri's villager, so not Rip Villager, he is still there. Awesome stuff. Let me update the scoreboard just for the for shits and giggles here. Let me make sure that I get that right. 2-1, because y'all have been switching the colors of me all the time, so it gets confusing. And there we go. GG.